Hi everyone, and welcome back to Maths and Physics with Mr. Simons. Right, today's lesson we're looking at the parabola and hyperbola, right? It's grade 11 and 12 work. Looking at the past exam question paper, February 2012. Right, now we're looking at the first variation of 4 based on how we've tested it over years. The first variation is where we give you both equations. We give you equation of the parabola and we give you equation of hyperbola, and we test general questions that you should know. So, graph a function f of x equal minus 2x squared plus 8x plus 10. So you see the negative x squared, sad face pointing down. And g of x equals 16 over x, given in grade 10 format. Right, so I have an asymptote at x equals 0 and y equal 0, right? So there's an asymptote, so that graph there, g, c is not touching the x and y axis. D there is referred to as the turning point of f, so they've just stated so that we know that is turning point. C there's a point of intersection, and B is a point of intersection, and A. Now 5.1, write down the equation of the asymptotes of the graph of G. Alright, so asymptote question must always be asked with hyperbola. Compulsory question. Determine the coordinates of H for 4 marks. So H there, as you can see, H and G there are referred to as x-intercepts because they are on the x-axis. So therefore you can attest, can you make y equal to 0 and factorize. Determine the range of f for 4 marks. So I can't get the range of f if I don't know what's the y value of the turning point. So you need to get the turning point to be able to answer the range. Verify that C is the point 1 and 16. So we have that point C. We're going to use points of intersection to calculate C. And then they want us to determine the coordinates of the turning point of P if P of X equal F3X for 3 marks. Right, so you can pause here, attempt to answer as much as you can. Right, and that you struggle with, you can follow as I'm going through the solutions. Right, so let's look at problem number 1. Right, so equation of the asymptotes, they gave us g of x equals 16 over x. Right, so if I make x 0 there, it will become undefined, therefore x equal to 0, which is that vertical line. So asymptote, and y equal to 0, which is the horizontal line there. Those are my two asymptotes. My apologies. 5.2, determine the coordinates of h. So we want h, as I said, h is a x-intercept. So for x-intercept, make y equal to 0. Right? So f of x equal minus 2x squared plus 8x plus 10. If I divide by negative 2, that will become x squared. 8x divided by negative 2 gives me negative 4. 10 divided by negative 2 gives me negative 5. So 1 mark for writing it in standard form. X squared can only be written as x times x. Factors of 5 that add up to 4. 5 is a prime number, so 5 only has the factors 5 and 1. Negative 5 times positive 1 gives me negative 5, but negative 5 plus 1 would give me negative 4. Right, so there x equal to 5 or x equal to minus 1. If I take negative 5 across, become positive. Take plus 1 across, it becomes negative. Right, g there is on the negative side, so coordinates of g would be negative 1 and 0. So coordinates of h, 5 and 0. Right, 5.3, determine the range of f for 4 marks. Right, so first I need to get the turning point. So I'm going to start off and say x equal minus b over 2a to get the axis of symmetry. B in the equation there is given as 8, a as negative 2. So there, negative 8, 2 times negative 2. So negative 8 divided by negative 4 gives me positive 2. Then I'm going to take positive 2 and put it back into the original equation. So I have negative 2 times 2 squared plus 8 times 2 plus 10. 10 plus 16 gives me 26, minus 8 gives me 18. So the turning point D is 2 and 18. So the highest point it reaches there is 18. After that, the graph is going down. So therefore, my range reads y less or equal to 18. So it goes to there and it becomes smaller. Or I can say y is an element of negative infinity to 18. So if I continue all the way indefinitely, I'm going to end up by negative infinity. And there we started by 18. It should be a square bracket. Right, so that should read a square bracket there because 18 is included. Less or equal to 18. Next problem. Verify that C is the point 1 and 16. So C there, as you can see, was a point of intersection. So I can say f of x equal minus 2x and g of x equal that. So if I put in 1 into both equations, f1 minus 2 times 1 squared plus 8 times 1 plus 10, 10 plus 8 gives me 18. 18 minus 2 gives me 16. Put 1 in there, 16 divided by 1 gives me 16. So therefore, for both graphs f and g, if I put in 1, I get 16. Therefore, C is a point of intersection for f and g, 1 and 16. Or I could have just gone and said minus 2x squared plus 8x plus 10 equals 16 over x. But then I'm doing basically 5 marks and they're only giving me 2 marks. So I just said verify. They didn't say determine the points or coordinates of C. Determine the coordinates of the turning point of P if Px equal f3 of x. So normal f of x, turning point was 2 and 18 that we solved in 5.3. Right, now if I change x to 3x, then technically, here where x was 2, that now would read 3x equal to 2. Right, and from there 2 divided by 3 gives me 2 over 3, so x equal 2 over 3. So my new turning point would be 2 over 3, and take note, we're not changing the y value, we're just interacting with the x value, so therefore 18 stays the same. Right, there 1 mark for saying 3x equal to 2, 2 marks for my new turning point. Same there, 1 mark for substituting 1 in both equations. Right, and then getting the answer 16. Right, so I hope we together, I hope you understand. All right, variation 2 coming up in the next lesson. Continue practicing, put in the effort. God will reward your hard work. God bless. Bye.